Namaste. Hello and welcome to the Kundalini podcast. That was Zen. This is Tao. I'm Vivek Govekar. This is episode 30. It's 2016, and a couple of days back we had the New Year celebration. Everything was festive, and now everything has calmed down. So I thought, okay, let me make a video about change and how to incorporate change in your life. Because as I've mentioned in one of my videos before about seasons and the cycles that we follow, why the equinoxes and solstices are important and what they signify. But the calendar we follow begins on the 1st of January, today is the 2nd, and ends on 31st of December. So let me talk about those cycles, because again, this kind of adds to that same subject of being in the moment. Because how do you do that? How do you accomplish being in the moment? We're all living in a practical existence. As I've said before, I have trampoline set up for my daughter. This is my backyard. And I practice a bunch of different things here, soccer and martial arts. So here's my iPhone is sitting on a punching bag right now. I've set it up. What do I do? What do you change? And how do you become more in this moment to adjust to your life? Ultimately, you don't have to adjust to some other method. You have to make the method adjust to your life as much as possible. Sometimes you have to change bad things about yourself and your persona and the habits that you followed, as I've dwelled on before. But mostly it's just about what am I doing now and how can I do it better in a very practical way. And as I've said, doing it better is actually the path towards oneness, the path towards being in the present. So take a cycle of 1 year, for example. How I choose to be in this moment is, most of us, and me especially, would carry around baggage from many years before. And that clutter is damaging to your soul, because now you're going out, you're following some rigid rules. Oh, what will that person say? Oh, should I do this? Oh, what will my neighbor say? Okay, there's no need to have all of those things in your mind all the time. Then you're a programmed, like a robot going around without any free will. So I decided I was going to take just that 1 year. So in 2016, I'm not thinking about anything in the past. For practical reasons, I have to do my taxes. I have to do things from 2015, that loose ends that need to be tied up in 2016. So maybe I have to think peripherally about 2015 a little bit. 2014 is gone. There are no issues from 2014 that I need to carry forward. Emotional, practical, any bad connections, memories, individuals that I have discarded. Don't need to have them in your mind. 2014 is gone. Any accomplishments? Oh, I won this award in 2014. Doesn't matter. 2 years ago, gone. So, peripherally, I have 2015 in mind. I need to have 2017 in mind, because hey, what do I do? My daughter is going to be she's in first grade right now. She's going to be in second. What do I need to do for her? What are the best things I need to? Some planning that goes into that. But you're doing all of those things now. Focus on 2016. Okay. Within 2016, right now I'm in January. I need to think of December a little bit because of same thing. What happened in the past, how I did it, what I can do better. And February, just a little for planning. But I'm in January. I can make the most of this month and narrow it down to 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour, and that moment. So today, January 2nd, should be about January 2nd and what you're doing today. So if I decide to practice my kicks, I do that. If I decide to go out and take a walk in the park, I do that. It's not about giving up something, because those things are already in you. You've had the experience. Remember that everything that you do, an action, has already been ingrained. It's in you. You don't need to actually have a memory of it and carry that around all the time. The mistake people make is, I have to remember a lot of stuff. No. I used to be one of these know-it-all. Like, I would enter quiz contests, and I was very good at playing trivia games. There's a program called Jeopardy here. There's one called Mastermind I used to watch when I was younger. Other quiz shows, and I had all the answers. What happened? Google happened. Wikipedia happened. Now you can take two paths. You can say, oh, this is gone. Now my edge is gone. I am not that know-it-all that everybody used to revere because he has all the knowledge. Or you can change your perspective towards that. Because what is knowledge? Knowledge is needed only to do a certain action. After that, you don't need that knowledge. You have done that action. And whatever you needed to get out of that, you already have it within you as an experience. Your consciousness has that stored somewhere. You don't need to actively carry around that knowledge. Same thing with photography. Back when film existed, if you were good at that, and if you knew all the technology behind it, how to make this happen, how to develop that film, and then digital came along, you can say, oh, what about my expertise? You have built up an ego. You've built up a spiritual ego. It's not about the art anymore. In the beginning, when you started photography, it was just about the art. And the knowledge you gained and the equipment you used at that point was necessary to get to the image. But what ends up happening, what happens to us, how we build up an ego, why does this baggage build up within us, is because we fixate on our achievements, our technology. Our mind gets obsessed with those things, and we think that is precious somehow. And that becomes a hindrance for further progress. So unless you drop all baggage, I'm a black belt, I'm such a master at photography in film and developing stuff, or any other thing, any other accomplishment that you have, that you're holding dear, is actually holding you back for further progress. I have all this knowledge. No, what I do now, I discarded film right away. Digital, so much better. Immediate results. I don't have to wait for a developer. I don't have to wait for what he does with my film and how he processes it and whatever result I get from him. So there is an accomplice that I have no control, no say in whatever he's doing or she is doing. Knowledge. Well, so much baggage is gone. I don't need to remember exact dates, historical events, when they happen, what they happen. They get left behind anyways. But the attempt is not to be that, because Google does it for me. Wikipedia does it for me. Your creativity is now free. What is it that a machine cannot do? A computer can store knowledge. It cannot think yet. Your life, your being, and your human existence is not for doing things that machines can already do, or some technology can already do, or something that you have now achieved and you can discard. Now, I take that knowledge from Google and put it to better use to create something. Okay? So that's the natural progression. And that speaks about a bigger point. People think that there is a destination to arrive at. And this is, again, goes into a deeper meaning behind enlightenment as well. It is not a becoming in the sense that, oh, now I'm enlightened. Now I'm always in that. No. In my case, I have been glimpsing the absolute when I go into trance, when I meditate. But as I've always said, the attempt is to make that a constant experience. And then you are constantly in a state of enlightenment. But it's a balancing act. Because you're going to get carried away and your distractions are going to go. And then you're going to lose that oneness. And then you'll have to bring it yourself back to the point that eventually you don't have to. That becomes automatic because you've set that up. But that involves discarding past baggage and not fixating on something and holding on to that dearly, like that was important. No, your existence is important. What you did 10 years ago may have helped you then, but if you're stuck at that stage and not moved beyond it, assuming that that was the destination, you've wasted 10 years. Muhammad Ali says, If you're the same person at 50 that you were at 20, then you've wasted 30 years. You have to change, because change is always happening around you. All you're doing is adapting to that. And that's where Taoism also helps. You don't fear change, you don't resist change, you accept it, enjoy it, make the best of it. Instead of fixating on what technique you were good at, say, hey, that was a stepping stone, and I can be better at another thing, using that as my stepping stone, regardless of how high you thought that was as an achievement. It has to be given up if you want constant progress. Because if you are sitting there saying, I'm great, I've already accomplished this, look what I did 5 years ago, look what I did 10 years ago. Other people are constantly working at it and becoming better. I'm not asking you to compare yourself to other people, but they are enjoying that experience better, getting more out of it, and they understand life better. Life is a journey, not a destination. These are Aerosmith lyrics. But hey, wisdom can be gleaned from any source. Aerosmith is a great source. You enjoy the music and you get wisdom out of it. Beware the pitfall of achievement. If you think you are somewhere, just by thinking that I have achieved something, naturally the opposite of that is you have lost something. Knowledge is static. Knowing is constant. Similarly, experiences are constant. So pick things that appeal to you, that are your true self, that you will enjoy doing for the rest of your life. And those things will teach you something about your own self as you keep getting better at those things. Whatever that thing might be. And the mastery should not be something that you achieved at some point in the past. It's something that you are striving for at all times. Then there is no failure. Then it's all feedback. Then it's all just coming back to make you better for the next day. Oh, I failed at it, so I should give this up. People will try to do that to you. No, you're not very good at it. Go give it up. Just because they don't like the fact that you're becoming better than them. And you say, okay, thank you for your opinion. And keep doing it. Keep getting better. Because the first, second, third attempt, fifth attempt, 10th attempt at doing something is just the beginning. And that's where these people will try to say, see, you failed. Now you have to go. Now you have to stop. No, I just started. I found 10 ways of how not to do this, which I won't do again. And the 11th way, the 12th way, will keep making me better. As it is with physical skills, it is the same thing with spiritual skills. Keep building up. Keep going on the journey. And there is no reaching or arriving anywhere. There are minor milestones that you should enjoy at that time. At that time, be part of the celebration. Be part of the enjoyment. When you got that award 5 years ago, and that day you partied to your heart's content, great. The next day you should wake up and start doing that same thing again to get even better. And if that just gives you emptiness, you say, hey, now I'm not very happy with this thing. That means that was its culmination. Give it up. Do something else that interests you. Become better at that. And that's your path. Your inner voice guides you to these things. You want to be good at something because you're already good at it. And the process of doing it is just making your conscious mind disappear and making your inner self realize this. I hope that was helpful. It's a beautiful day. I think I'm going to go out to the park and take a nice walk. Please leave your comments. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. This is Vivek Govekar saying Namaste.